You are not welcome to be here. You are now stalking this family.
No, I'm not. JJ, look at this. Look at this. JJ just beat me up. Hey guys, this is what your mother does.
Every police officer will tell you that throughout their career, there is one element or segment of policing that they're very passionate about. For me, like many other officers, it's always been children and making sure that they are safe. Sadly, in many situations, we find that domestic type situations can cause children a lot of different challenges. And if the parents just can't get along and the police end up showing up, sometimes things escalate to a point where one of the parties has a confrontation with the officers, ends up in handcuffs, and heads to jail. This is one of those.
No, do not do this to him.
What are you doing?
Come talk to me over here, not in front of them. Be an adult and come over here.
I don't trust you. Okay?
Okay. You're not supposed to be here.
I'm an American, and this is my right. I
It
just
is
talked to my
not
lawyer.
your day to be here. We're filing another stalking complaint against this
That's
location.
fine. Okay? And
You
I'm going to
need
tell you
to
something.
leave.
Who am I stalking?
All of them.
Who? I'm allowed to see my children. It's not
On
stalking.
your day.
Folks, Judge, for the record, I'm
You
here
need
to see
to
Emily.
leave.
I'm here to see my boys. He's going to baseball. I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going to be there,
You
and
need
you're not
to
stopping
leave.
me.
You
You're not
need to
stopping
leave
me.
here, I'm telling you.
I've been on a lot of these different ones, and these are very, very delicate situations to deal with. The safety of all parties involved, especially the children, is paramount. And you can see in the foreground, there is a child that looks like the dad is referring to as he's pointing his camera. So this is something that I definitely am going to take into consideration as I watch this.
You're way outside your bounds.
You are not welcome to be here. You are now stalking this family.
No, I'm not. That's my family.
I am telling
No.
you that you are stalking them.
Take me to jail.
Leave.
Take me to jail.
You need to leave.
I'd rather you just take me to jail. I'm here playing football with my son in the,
Right,
in the
today
street.
is not your day to be
This,
here.
I'm allowed in this street.
Right.
Tell me the reason I can't be in this street right here.
I'm not saying
Stalking
you can't.
would be
I'm
like
telling you
hiding
that you're... No,
it's not
stalking
stalking when you're
covers...
open and notorious.
Stalking covers this as
No,
well.
it doesn't.
Yes,
the lawyer
it
just said
does,
this is
Jason.
blatant, outright. I'm here. I'm not hiding it.
You
I'm
are,
not stalking.
I'm telling you
here.
to leave.
Okay, so here the officer and I'm guessing it's the dad are in this contentious interaction. And word choice from the police professional's perspective is incredibly important because people can sometimes be difficult. And in this case, the officer's word choice, I'm gonna show you some other options because there's some things that stood out about what the officer said. The officer continues to say, you need to leave, you're not welcome, you are now stalking this family, separating him from his family in just words. And I'm not saying that this dad is doing the right thing. I'm just started watching the video, but word choice can definitely play a role because if the male feels emasculated in this situation, it's not going to end well. And so having other word choices as opposed to you need to leave. And then the other thing is, can we possibly do this away from where we have all these different people watching, especially the kids?
Because you are stalking these people,
Okay.
and you're going to end up going to jail.
Okay, I'll let you take me to jail. And I want this on the record. I want my kids to see this. Hey guys,
Why
Daddy's
do you
going to
want
jail.
your kids to see this?
No, I do.
You do not want
because
your
I'm
children
here
to see
playing
this.
with my son. Okay, and I'm going to follow them to baseball, and I'm going to until the minute they leave, I'm going to stay right here, and then I'm going to baseball. And I'm going to be back at that house on Friday, and I'm going to be prepared to go to court for this. Okay,
Why
I'm not
are you
stalking
doing
anyone.
this?
Because you're infringing on my rights as an American.
I am not. I'm telling you to leave these people alone, that you are stalking them.
You don't have the right to tell me not to be able to talk to my children. Okay?
I am telling you to leave
File the police
them
report properly
alone.
next time. Maybe I'll have a better chance in court.
I have filed multiples on you.
No, you didn't.
And I will
They were
file
all
more.
horrible. Do you have children? Are you married?
Why does that matter?
I'm just curious because your demeanor leads me to believe you.
No, sir, you're a very frustrating human being to deal with, is why we keep going over
I feel
this.
you know what?
It's because I keep telling you to leave this family alone,
Okay.
leave alone, leave her parents alone,
Here's
and
what
you
I'm gonna
are
tell you.
still here.
Leave this family alone. Now, in this man's mind, it's his family. Leave this family alone. And I'm not suggesting that this male is handling this properly. What I'm suggesting is that there are oftentimes word choices that can work better. Another pro tip under the circumstances that I think could be helpful is to, again, call the dad away and address the kid by name and say, hey, whatever his name, Tim, everything's okay. I'm just talking to your dad over here. Everything's gonna be just fine. And send the kid away. And my main focus is making sure that the kid is doing well. You know what I'm thinking about as I'm doing this? I have a friend who is a psychiatrist who actually works at the detention center, and he has extensive experiences. I've never done this before, but what I think I'm gonna do is after I watch this, I'm gonna try to call him and see if he's available and can maybe give a little insight on this, because he's a true professional, and I think it will be helpful in this kind of situation. And to the young aspiring officers, I guarantee you will handle calls like this. Every officer's handled many of them. The sanctity of the kids is paramount here. That's what you have to think about when you're the officer on this scene, because sometimes the adults are not going to act like adults.
On the record, anytime I'm here or at that house when I have not been able to talk to my kids on the phone, you are welcome to tell me and ask me,
So
Mr.
what you
Pencil,
do, if you
leave.
cannot reach your children, you call the police and we will make contact with them and make sure they're okay.
I'm going to come here.
You do not come here.
No, I'll come here and call you.
You are
In fact, I'm going to call the police before I arrive. I'm going to tell them.
And tell us what, that you're stalking these
No,
people again?
no, not stalking. I'm coming to spend time with my children.
You're not
Sir,
allowed
the
to
situation
today.
has gotten to the point where you've been trespassed from all this property.
Yes.
You've been trespassed from that property. There's obviously,
JJ, keep
It's
a close
obvious-
eye on this, buddy.
it's obviously
You too, Cammy.
reasonable to believe that she doesn't want you here.
I don't
They
give a
don't
shit.
want you over
I'm in
there.
the street with my son. I haven't talked to her.
This is classic. The dad is yelling out to his son. This is showing his degree of authority, and this happens very frequently. That he wants to show that he's still the dad. I think it's a good idea that the officers tapped out, because sometimes if one officer is not getting across to a person, tapping out and letting another officer engage the person may be a better thing. I also noticed that the female officer had a tactical bun. Very good stuff. This is one of those calls that you really it just happens so frequently.
You guys have the court order in place for a reason, okay?
And she's not.
And when a person doesn't abide by the court order, the proper procedure is to go to court and follow up with it with your lawyers, okay? You showing up
Hi, Rosie. Hey.
random places.
Yeah, I'm trying to come see you guys because I can't talk to you on your phones.
That's classic manipulation, and again, showing that authoritative. I'm definitely going to call my buddy and see what he thinks about this.
Following your kids around, following your ex around is not the way to handle
I'm
this.
guilty of stalking my children when I can't talk to them.
It's not your children, sir. It's
No,
your,
they're my
it's-
children.
Well, I understand that, but that's not who you're stalking, obviously.
No.
The mother is the one that doesn't want you here, correct?
I haven't seen them. How am I stalking somebody I haven't even seen? I'm here playing with my kids.
Yeah, but she knows you're here, obviously,
I don't
or
care.
we wouldn't be
See, that's
here.
the thing. It doesn't care. I'm allowed to. This is America. I can sit
So
in.
obviously
if I'm
she can
trespassing
see
here,
you.
I can throw the football into that grass where my son is, and I will do it. And look, I don't want to. I respect you.
So what it looks like is the dad is not permitted to be on the grass area or inside of that apartment community or whatever it is, or whatever those residences are. So what he's doing is he's showing up and in the street and throwing the football to his son from the street, so he's not violating the order. And I don't know what the specifics of the order are. It's a very, very gray area. People will try to go as close as they can to the line, under the circumstances. So I believe that's what's occurring. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that that's what I'm getting from this.
She has not been right. She's always casting judgments. I think she's poor at her job. I'm gonna stop it respectfully. Okay. If you want me to leave, I'll leave. I'm going right to the baseball game, but I'll be every day. And when I'm here and you come, if you're back, you can ask me to leave, and I'll leave. But I'm not going to be told I can't come here and say hi to my kids from the street.
Sir, I completely understand. I have children myself. If I was in your position, I would be upset, obviously.
That is excellent, excellent de-escalation. That's called the fellow traveler, that I understand where you're coming from. You're showing active listening, and saying that he's a dad as well is helpful to maybe de-escalate the situation. This is not me suggesting that this male is acting in a proper manner under the circumstances, because I'm not there and I don't know. But what the officer just did right there, the fellow traveler, excellent police work. High police IQ.
But this isn't the way to handle it.
Well,
You're very in a gray area. You're very close to committing a criminal offense.
no, you're guilty until proven guilty. Okay. I'll take this video and I will take this whole thing in front of the judge, and I already been down this road. Then I'm not gonna be guilty of a crime. What's going on here?
What I'm
No
saying
way.
is that 1 foot on this property and you are committing a crime.
Okay.
So I'm saying you're very
If
close.
the
You
queen
know.
had balls, she'd be the king. You think I'm stupid enough to step foot on this property, sir? No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm actually highly educated, been to college. I'm not a dumbass. You know I deal with dumbass losers all the time. That's not me. My son comes out, we play. Do you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. I never step foot on the property. Okay? I know what a property line is. I'm a general contractor. I set surveys back. I know. Okay. So.
But you see what I'm saying, though? If it's gotten to the point where that's even in play, like you're trespassed from the whole property that
that's
she
got
lives.
nothing. It doesn't prevent me the right from standing in the streets, sir. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain a couple things to you, and it varies from jurisdiction, but generally it's the same. So you have trespass, which means that the apartment manager or representative of the owner of that property can trespass any person off of that property. And that is different than a stalking or restraining or a protective order, which is issued by the courts. Now, a lot of this is civil, and police can't enforce some of the things, but police can enforce a lot of the things. You can be trespassed from a property, have a restraining order and a protective order against you, and all of those would be able to keep you off of the property, but they're different, and police have have to be very careful because sometimes they'll have an order that's not signed by a judge, which an officer can enforce. There'll be an order that's signed by a judge, but there was a subsequent order that supersedes the one that a person has. So police have to be extraordinarily careful with these. They get logged into a record system, especially in big jurisdictions, and you can run into challenges, and you have to make sure you read through the entire order because they also expire. Another point, if a person gets an order, and I have had this happen so many times, they get a protective order against a person and it's still in effect, they reconcile, and then they allow the person to come onto the property and visit, and now they want to rekindle their relationship. Everything's fine and dandy. Then they have an argument over a football game or whatever, and then they call the police on them. So it's a very tenuous type of situation how these orders work and the enforcement of the orders. If you get an order, it's really important that you follow every single step.
So it's a gray area, but until a judge tells me, or until you guys take me to jail, I'm going to continue to do it so that I can see my kids when I can't.
Well, what's going to happen is she's started official stalking investigations, like she told you.
Yeah.
It's going to add every time we deal with you, and they're going to call every time you're out here.
That's
You
right.
know they will. It's going to add to that. It's going to add to that.
And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk in front of a judge and say, Your Honor, I'm here to see my kids. I'm not stalking anybody. And I've got all the videos showing, telling you
Well,
why
and that'll
I'm here.
be up to the court systems
I'm
at
telling
that
you,
point to
exactly,
decide.
okay?
You know,
As long as you guys respect a civil matter versus a criminal one, that's all I ask of you guys as the police. Right? Just reserve the right to keep civil stuff civil and criminal criminal. Okay?
but you understand, interfering with somebody, harassing somebody, following
Hold on.
somebody.
I haven't interfered with nobody. I have not interfered.
If you're here to the point she knows you're here, you're trespassing
It's
from
not
the property. Okay, that's interfering with her well-being, correct?
No, it's not. See, that could be your opinion, and that could be Miss Butterfield's opinion. Okay, but it's the judge's opinion that matters. That's
Well,
not
it'll be
gonna,
up to the jury to decide whether or not you're interfering
if
with
we
her
go to a
life or
jury,
not.
they're going to really.
But listen to me. Following somebody and harassing somebody is a criminal offense.
Sir, I'm not harassing her. I
You
said
don't
correct.
think you're harassing. If I go ask her, is he harassing you? What do you think she's going to think?
Go ask her what I've done here today. Since I
I'm
pulled
sure
up.
that's what she's doing. And I heard the people at the last house, they definitely think you're harassing them.
Who people?
Her parents.
Listen, I respect you, man.
Yeah.
Because I know this is not easy, and you deal with all sorts of shit, and this is a civil matter, okay? And I'm ready to go to
There's
jail.
a civil aspect to it, for sure.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm definitely not stalking. I'm open and notorious here to see my kids. I've got it on record 100 times.
I don't know if you saw, but the kid playing the football, do you think that he's really engaged in playing football, or is he really just listening? There's got to be some type of nervousness going on, seeing this interaction going on with the police talking to the dad. I mean, is that really playing? And from an officer's perspective, to be observant of all of those things that are going on. Because interestingly, the two sections or the department that I worked in that made me really get a true understanding of the depth of how this goes is when I worked in domestic violence and when I worked as a DARE officer. Understanding the psychology of what goes on with children is really, really important because there can be lasting effects to a situation like this.
So when a judge asks, are you gonna show up and say I'm stalking? She's gonna show up today and say I'm stalking. When I clearly told her I'm not here to see that woman. I'm here to see my kids. Okay? Maybe I'm guilty of stalking them. Let's see if they can adjudicate me for stalking my children when I can't talk to them on the phone. But in the meantime, that's gonna happen. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude because I'm not that guy. I just want my kids. I just want to be a dad.
I get it,
I just
okay?
want to be a dad. I want hey kid, how was your day? How was school? Any problems at school? Do you have a good day? I was telling.
And I get that. And I wish you two could work that out where we wouldn't have to be involved in this at all.
You can't with these
know?
type of assholes. These are a special breed of people that you probably don't know.
Yeah, but we are involved obviously now. Obviously, there's two sides to everything. We're not allowed to take sides. Okay, we have to be impartial.
So just respect civil and criminal, and that's all I ask. Because I'll sit in front of the judge and plead my case
Okay.
with these videos.
A lot.
Okay.
Often at their request, I will say that.
Okay.
Because they don't see him otherwise. He's refusing to. I don't know if he told you his whole story, but he's refusing to take his legal time with them until I sign his petition.
Which is the outrageous one, similar to the last one? Okay.
It's the same thing, and he
Gotcha.
gives it to the kids, and they give it to
So
me.
give to you. Okay.
So, and at their request, he comes to see them because they miss him.
Sure.
You can see they love
Makes
him
sense,
and
yeah.
they miss him, and I have a hard time keeping them apart from him when they have a relationship and love him. I feel like that's harsh and unfair.
Okay.
But these daily visits are awful.
So
for
he's
all
come
of
here
us.
every day for...
He was out of town for a week.
Okay.
So he didn't come
But-
that week.
right,
but
right.
otherwise he comes nearly daily. It's not consistent, but it's almost daily.
Since when? Do you remember how long that's been going on?
January 3rd.
Okay, since you were there.
I remember this one a couple times.
Okay.
Related to like late baseball things, basketball things, like sports things. So we've had him overnight a couple times.
Okay.
He has texted me over and over and over again. I will be every day at your parents' house. I will be here every night. I will make sure that everyone knows that you are not letting me see that that kind of. He's just
Right. And he sits out there like he's doing now.
Is it possible to conduct this interview inside? You see all the windows that are out facing where these people are, and the stigma attached to this that, a domestic situation can happen and that these kids are going to have to see. Is it possible to conduct it inside so that no one hears all of this personal business and still be able to watch your partner from the doorway, just to give them some degree of privacy? And again, my criticism of this is just constructive. I wasn't there. I don't know. But from this air-conditioned space is the time that we can talk about these things and talk about what best practices are, keeping in mind that the highest priority is the sanctity of the kids.
Or does he come up closer ever?
He doesn't come up closer.
Okay.
Like I said, I do let the kids out, and I don't care if they play football, but I just feel like this is not a relationship you want to foster with your kids.
Right.
There's more to life. There's more to a dad than this. So.
Absolutely. What is the times and evenings he's allowed for the courts to talk to them on the phone? Is it
3 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
Now, and that's another thing that he's always upset about, because often from 3 to 5-ish, they're at my parents' house.
Right.
So to make up for that, I allow the kids to talk to him on the phone all the way up until 8, 9 p.m.
Did you notice that the boy didn't want to leave when the sister was trying to pull him away? He wants to see what's going to happen. And there's a visceral nervousness that you can see. I would feel the same exact way under those circumstances.
I
It's
do not
30
allow-
minutes, right?
Technically, I don't know what it says
okay.
time-wise. It just says between those hours.
Okay.
And my frustration with it is that I read it as the kids are allowed to call him during that time whenever they feel like it.
Sure.
He reads it as he's allowed unfettered access during that time every single day, no matter what.
Yeah. Do you want to press charges?
Can we talk about it without small ears?
Absolutely.
I want to know all the repercussions of what that means.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
I don't believe the mom should have to ask that. From the professional perspective, that's not, did you see the kid's head turn? She asked, do you want, and the kid looks, Mom, do you want him arrested? You want my dad arrested? From my training and experience, that is not a question that should be asked in front of a child.
Yeah, I need to know what that entails and what that means, because I would like to have peace in our evenings here.
Right, absolutely.
I think the kids should be able to see their dad. I don't want to see that taken away from them.
Right, but you don't want it to interfere with your
I don't
rights
want it
either.
to happen here.
Right.
There's no reason for it to happen here. He has legal time he's supposed to take with them.
Right. So my supervisor is coming out just because we told him to not be here, to not be there, and he's like, well, I'm coming back every day, and I'm like,
No, and he's proud of that.
I know he's trespassing
Honestly,
from here.
I would be going nuts if I weren't seeing my kids. I get that. I would be devastated for the kids not to see me. As
He
a
hasn't
parent.
taken his time either.
That's the issue that I can't
So
understand.
he wants his time when it's your time.
And normally when you want a modification of your parenting stuff, you have it written up, and then if you don't get agreement, you take it to court.
Court, right. Yeah.
I think he knows a court would never overrule.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why
So
we keep, or you guys keep, not necessarily, but you guys keep going with these injunctions and they don't come through. Yeah. Do we want to step inside, or do you want to come out this way further? or do they want to get in the van?
Do you guys want to go play with Daddy while he's here? Yeah. My fear is always that he's going to drive off with them.
Right. Yeah.
And he, at Rosie's request, he had them for her birthday evening. And she wanted to come home, and he wasn't going to let her. You know, it's just always traumatizing, dramatic.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The truth is, I would love to press some kind of charges.
Okay.
I just don't want my kids to hear that.
Right. Absolutely. And that's what I assume, but I assume, like I said, my supervisor's coming out because he works right in the gray.
Okay.
And
I know he does.
stalking is something where we're here for now, and we can arrest him right now.
I will also admit that this part I don't want him to know, and soon enough I won't be able to hide it, but I'm 6 months pregnant.
Your parents told me about that.
It frightens me, you remember, maybe you don't remember, but I remember you were there for my oldest
I was at the
birthday,
restaurant,
at the
yeah,
restaurant.
I've been here a couple
And he had been
times.
chasing us around
Yeah.
town, and at that point I had told the
I remember I had to like follow you home, but
yes,
yeah.
and I had told the
I did
intended
follow.
parents back then, I can't do this for you
Right, yeah.
under these circumstances.
Right.
And then he backed off. He
The
took his
wedding or
time
mental
with
health or
them.
something kind of. Okay.
Well, I don't know. He got married, and I think the wife convinced him to just try to take the kids.
Yeah. Is it the same girl from the restaurant? Okay.
Yeah, and things will calm in the fall.
Yeah.
Like, not great, but way better.
Right. It seems like he's coming back up now.
It's almost.
I think he showed up at their house like a week ago.
Yes, he's been there a couple times.
Okay.
He just texts the most manic things.
Do you have those text messages still?
Yes.
If you want to screenshot as many of them as you can.
It goes on and on and on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it goes on for a long time. And this is him always writing to, or pretending to be his wife. And
That's like he's pretending to be Christine or whatever her name is.
he always he often signs off, "Love always, Christine." Yeah, Jason will be having very long play dates in the street at the hostage camp every single day. That's over there.
Okay.
He will be keeping extra close tabs on the kids now. Yeah.
It is incredibly important if you are involved, and hopefully you're not involved in a situation like this, or you know someone that's involved in a situation like this, is to document every single interaction, every single conversation, and save all of that stuff because it's incredibly important for an investigation and for your protection.
He's panicking that they're with his relatives that are from Indiana who were there that night at the restaurant.
Yes, I remember them. Yep. I remember. Yes.
They're nowhere in town. They're living their life.
In Indiana.
It's just one of these
That's
strange
his
things.
sister, isn't
It's
it?
his sister,
Okay.
and his mother. He doesn't want them out.
Do you mind taking the screenshots, or if you have the
Not at
screen
all.
record function, I'll send you a link.
What's a screen record function?
Let me go talk with him real quick. Do you want to bring the kids back inside? Because he's going to kind of ask him one question. If he doesn't leave, then we'll arrest him.
Hey guys, can you come back inside for a second?
Hey, my name's Sergeant Cameron. How are you? Good. Have you been requested to leave this area by my officers?
Hey guys, we've been requested.
Yes, did they ask you
Okay,
to
what
leave?
area?
Right here where we're standing right
One
now.
second. I'm just reaching my phone.
Okay.
I gotta document this because I think you were one of the guys that was there for the.
Okay. Put your
The
hands behind your back.
Guys, look. JJ,
Stop resisting.
take my phone, JJ. JJ, get my phone.
Stop.
JJ, look at this. JJ, look at this. Look at this. JJ, they're beating me up. JJ, look. Mommy. I'm letting go. I'm done. Guys, look at this.
Yep.
Guys, look at this. Ow! 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 Video this, Cammy. Get the phone. Get the
It's
phone
all on
video.
video. It's all on video.
Get a video. Get it. All right, guys. Look, I love you. Have fun at baseball. Yeah, I know, JJ. Look.
Stand up. Come over here. Come over here.
Hey, guys. This is what your mother does.
Come over here.
In custody. Unfortunate and very avoidable. To hear and see this, it just really still continues to affect me. You know, people ask me a lot of times, what was the worst call you've been to? And it's not the worst single call, it's the type of call. And it's whenever that crying of a child that's different from I lost my baseball or my doll broke. It's the sound of a soul being tortured to some degree. And I don't even know if tortured is a good word to use, but it's the sound of a soul just being shaken to a degree. It's a different kind of sound when a kid sees a parent being arrested or something like that. It's very, very difficult still, even to this day when I watch these kinds of things. From the professional side, how could this have been avoided? Could we have waited 30 seconds to ensure that the kids were inside, out of eye and earshot before we took them into custody? I don't know, I wasn't there, but I say this for future interactions for officers who may watch this and for the young aspiring officers that I always speak to in every one of these videos. If everything is safe and you can wait so that the kids are out of ear and eye shot, then do that thing. And then the comment from the dad, this is what your mother does. I mean, I'm not in any way saying that this male did anything correctly, and especially that type of comment. Adults who are watching this, if you're in this type of situation, not the thing to do. Remember when the officer said, do you want him arrested? And the boy turned his head. Does he hitch those two things together and then therefore hold some type of animosity? Again, getting the kids out of the area is paramount. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to call my buddy right now and see. He actually works at the biggest detention center in Las Vegas, super sharp. His name's Dr. Janik.
Hey, Sergeant Curtis.
Dr. Janik, you answered. Okay, so here's the situation. I'm doing a video. It was a domestic type situation, and one of those where they were arguing over, you know, who gets the kids or who's supposed to be around the kids, and the dad ends up getting arrested in front of the kids. I'm sure you have a lot of experience about when that kind of stuff happens. Could you just kind of give the viewers your feedback on, and just basically just about when a kid sees a parent get arrested?
Of course, man. I suspect we're probably going to be on the same page here because I know how important this issue is to you. One thing that I think that whether it's officers, healthcare workers, really any of us, that we need to keep in mind is that children are not experiencing these situations the same way that the adults do. The adults see the investigation, a legal issue, or a medical encounter, some sort of police encounter, but the children just see something much, much simpler, and it's a lot scarier. They basically just see someone that they love looking afraid, looking powerless. in danger. And from a mental health perspective, it's important to keep that in mind, because a child's brain is essentially constantly asking one question repeatedly, which is, am I safe? And when they observe their parent being handcuffed, yelling back and forth, being physically restrained, some sort of highly emotional confrontation, their sense of safety is just shaken. There is very clear evidence that these experiences are associated with much, much higher rates of developing anxiety disorders, depressive disorders, substance use disorders, or even physical health issues later on in life. And, it doesn't mean that every child who unfortunately has to observe something like this is just automatically traumatized for life. That, we are resilient as people, but it just means that we should avoid creating any unnecessary trauma whenever we safely can. I think it's important that at the end of the day, we got to always remember that the child didn't create the problem, but they may very well be the one that carries the memory the longest out of anyone involved.
That is exactly what I was thinking. I just don't have all of the degrees and everything, and I'm not as smart as you.
Well, and I want to add one thing. In my own personal experience at the jail, one thing that I have found very interesting professionally is, I would say it is an almost daily occurrence when meeting new patients at the jail, that they will describe some sort of an incident when they were younger where they observed their parents being arrested. And I know that there is, a lot that is involved in each one of these pictures, but I can't ever help but wonder to what degree that aspect of it kind of shaped some aspect of the road that the individual ended up going down and ending up there in the jail with me. So I think that point is important too, because I found it bizarre and hard to believe it's just a coincidence.
That is powerful. That is powerful. Hey, thank you so much for this call, taking this call. I mean, I've never done this before, and I think that this is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing information, Doc.
Hey, I couldn't be more honored. Thank you, Sergeant Curtis. I appreciate it.
Dr. Janik, thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this.
I appreciate you, Sergeant Curtis. Keep doing what you do.
All right, take care. That was good stuff. Really good stuff. I hope that you guys got a chance to write that down.
Up, guys? Go. Come here. You know what? You go on between several and come on.
We're 9, we're 15.
Glad you couldn't let you off my children. Glad you
You did that all yourself.
You really served the community well tonight.
Just remember, it's all on video recording.
Well, so what? So what? You know what? I love to share with the judge that I think you are a horrible police officer. Bitter woman at that. Always have an attitude. Didn't even fill out police reports. You're probably bitter that you're a police officer. I don't know. You probably don't like men, is what I'm guessing. You had no right to arrest me right there. You know what? This is going to get kicked out by the judge. And you put my kids through that for what?
One thing I want you to take into consideration for sure is, remember, these videos are highly edited. There are large segments of this investigation that we likely missed. And again, the criticism and the advice that we're presenting here is strictly to make the future calls better. So again, a lot we're probably missing that occurred in this specific incident.
You want to tell me what you charged me with?
Stalking. Resisting arrest.
Oh, I resisted arrest?
Yes, you did.
You're a joke. Really? I'm there to see my kids and I resisted arrest? I got plenty of money. You see more money in my wallet than you make in a month. So you know what? We'll get a lawyer to get the videos. We'll do the dance. And you know what? Fine. I'll pay. But you know what? That's a joke. Resisting arrest? I went to pull my phone out to video you clowns and that was... No, come on. We'll get a jury trial. We'll get a jury and we'll put you guys to the test, okay? Not a criminal. Stalking? Who was I stalking today? Let's talk about it in the car. Who was I stalking, ma'am?
I've already told you multiple times.
No, tell me again. No, I'll check the video because I got 10 minutes worth. Who was I stalking tonight? My children? I do sympathize what you have to do to earn $1. I do. That was uncalled for. That was bullshit. You could have just asked me to leave, okay, and I would have seen you the next time that she denied me access to my kids. It could have been so easy. Let's arrest this guy in front of his kids. You know what? Go deal with a real criminal. Have you ever fought real crime? Wife beaters, drug dealers, you do anything real? We just do this kind of petty shit in Tyrone area. My lawyer said, he read those reports, the ones that you did right, he said, she don't like you. He said, look, she's a woman who don't like a man. That leads me to believe one thing, but I'll keep that to myself.
That music that's playing, that's intentional. A lot of times when prisoners are in the back seat and they keep talking a lot of nonsense and stuff that we don't want to hear, sometimes officers will turn the music up just like that, just not to listen to what they have to say. I think the charges that we saw were the stalking and the resisting arrest when they were attempting to take him into custody. But who wins in this situation? These types of situations, there are no winners. For anyone who's sadly going through a difficult situation like this, document, follow the the rules of the court as closely as you possibly can. Look for support from friends and family. If you know someone that's going through this, support that person through it. And I want to shout out a group of people right now. And it's a very, very important group of people, because I know a lot of young people watch this. If you have been through something similar to this, you get a shout out from me, because you can still be incredibly successful. You don't have to feel bad about yourself. Keep your head held up high. Adults sometimes don't do adult things, and you are absolutely 100% not to blame for whatever it is that you went through. Keep your head up high, continue to move forward and do the right thing and learn from the mistakes of other people. If you like this kind of content, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Dr. Janik for answering the phone, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this.